Today on Heroines, we'll be showing you how to bring a fresh, new perspective to your drawings. With the arrival of the new Halloween film, we've decided to use Laurie Strode and Michael Myers in their famous staircase scene to demonstrate this. Let's get into it. Perspective is a technique that illustrates the illusion of depth on a flat surface. This is accomplished by using 1, 2, or 3-point perspective. The points refer to the number of vanishing points in the image, or the points where all lines converge and, well, vanish. In this piece, we'll be using 3-point perspective. This type is great to use when you want to convey height, and since our scene takes place on a staircase, it will help us dramatize the distance and power dynamic of our subjects. The two horizontal vanishing points create the horizon line, or eye level line. Ours cuts right through the middle of the knife-wielding Michael. Anything above this line slopes down towards it, and anything below slopes up. Everything that is parallel to our horizon line, like the steps, remains parallel. And same goes for lines that are perpendicular to the horizon line, like the balusters. When the middle vanishing point is above the two horizontal ones, it creates an ant's eye view. That's why we feel like we're right next to Laurie at the bottom of the staircase, with Michael looming ominously above her. This scene is Laurie's first physical encounter with the shape. Although she's smart and rational, she's still a terrified teenager fearing for her life. Her gushing knife wound emphasizes how Michael is no longer just the imaginary boogeyman, but a very real and physical threat to her.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
When practicing perspective, it helps to start with a subject that has evenly spaced repeating elements, like a railroad or a staircase. As these objects move further into the background, they become smaller and appear to be spaced closer together. See how the steps and the balusters appear closer together towards the top? The subject's sizes also give us a lot of information on how close they are to each other and to the viewer. Laurie is larger because she's closer to us, and Michael is standing far away at the top of the stairs, so he's smaller. However, a tiny Michael doesn't look so menacing. This is why we've made his body as big as the doorframe he's standing in. We know how big a doorframe is up close, so our brain makes a connection and thinks, ooh, what a big boy. Color and lighting can also add more depth to your illustration. We're gonna make Laurie's hair gold and add hints of red to her skin because warm colors like oranges and reds tend to pop off a page. We'll also define her face and body more because the closer something is to us, the more we can see the details. With distance, objects decrease in saturation and contrast and increase in brightness. The farthest known area in our piece is the room behind Michael. So this is why we've added some white and made it less saturated than the surrounding walls. That detail is going to help Laurie, our main focus, stand out. But there's still some more steps we can take to further iterate our main subject. Shadows are also an incredibly useful tool when setting a mood, especially in horror. We have two light sources, the light coming from the room at the top and the light coming from the bottom left of the stairs. The bottom light creeping through the balusters is casting long, eerie shadows on the steps, wall, and Laurie. As these shadows turn and bend, they show the form of the stairs, creating even more depth to our illustration. Halloween is a coming-of-age movie and about a seemingly immortal entity who's slashing people, but at its core, it's about a teenage girl coming to terms with her own mortality. Laurie is considered a final girl, the horror movie trope where a female character survives to the end. While the trope can be problematic, usually the girl is virginal, implying that women who are not sexually promiscuous will not be punished.
The virgin's death is optional, as long as it's last.
We can't deny that Laurie was overall a groundbreaking character. The authenticity of Laurie's character is due to the fact that this film was co-written by a woman. Laurie escapes Michael's clutches multiple times and does so without compromising her femininity, unlike other movies that tend to do this with female characters. She even uses a knitting needle and a coat hanger, items traditionally associated with women, as weapons. She's fighting back with all her might while simultaneously shrieking and sobbing in terror. Her body is never sexually exploited for the viewer. Even when Dr. Loomis shows up at the end, he isn't coming in on a white horse to save her, as his bullets have no effect on Michael. Laurie didn't need anyone to save her. She made it to the end of the movie because she saved herself. And there you have it, a spooky illustration featuring a legendary duo. 40 years, 11 films, 4 video game appearances, a number of novels and comic books later, and Halloween still remains one of the most influential slasher films of all time. So when you're working on your own masterpieces, remember to create perspective by establishing your vanishing points and horizon line, scale down elements in the distance, and make sure to add more detail to objects in the foreground. And if you don't follow these rules, Michael's gonna be right next to you. Who are some other fierce ladies you'd like to see us draw next? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to check out our artist Mikel, like Gamma Ray on Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube.